We're with Lukasz Malinowski, who is one of DevHeads' resident IoT experts. Hey, Lukasz, so why do developers struggle so much when they're starting out with MQTT?
Yeah, so MQTT specification is extremely flexible. It gives you all options to design distributed IoT system. And the same power of MQTT is one of the biggest challenges for young developers that do not have that much experience in designing distributed systems, because it is really more complex than it might look at the very beginning.
Very good. So what are some of the ways that the complexities of MQTT can get a young, inexperienced developer in over their head really quickly?
So mainly the MQTT topic structure, because you need to think about various different perspectives, both how to maintain the system, how to separate different business entities, and to make everything secure and scalable. So there are tons of things to consider, and if you do not have much experience, that might be a bit tricky for you.
Can you show us a brief overview of how MQTT topic structures work and ways that developers may be able to organize this in their brain so that they can avoid some of those challenges in the future?
So here we are in my simulated factory. As you can see, I'm easy to follow, and I want to show you how typically the IoT infrastructure is organized when we work with MQTT or other protocols. So we've got devices. In our case, this is a simulated factory with a device that will publish data. So it is called the publisher. Then we've got the subscriber. So subscriber, this is the entity that actually listens to the data. In our case, that might be some back office, that might be some business unit that actually wants to consume data from our devices. And in the middle, we've got the MQTT broker that facilitates this communication. So let's trigger the communication. This is how it looks. And this thing is the MQTT topic. As I told you before, the MQTT topic structure is not enforced by the specification, so we could use only data, for instance. But that is not something that would let you run successful distributed system. That's why the topic needs to be very specific and needs to be closely related to the business case that we are modeling. Then this data is forwarded from the MQTT broker to the subscriber. So this way we can actually consume data generated by our devices in other applications. And as you can see here, this topic is a bit different. We will dive into those topic structures in our other video. But what I want to show you is the true power of MQTT, that it creates that many type of communication. So as you can see, we've got number of devices sending data. We've got number of devices and applications subscribing to receive the data, and we effectively created the many-to-many scenario, which is at the very core of what IoT is all about.
Well, this is really awesome, Lukasz. So one of the things that you see here is how a new novice developer might get overwhelmed really quickly, because what we're showing is a publish subscribe network where there are multiple subscribers and multiple publishers talking about two different or multiple different things. And so how do you structure this in a way that when you're starting out, it doesn't blow up in your face really quickly, and you can create something that scales in the future?
Exactly. So let's take a look at this specific topic, because it shows every piece of our structure. We start with the purpose of the topic itself. So DT stands from data, and it helps us to separate the data streams from command streams, which is crucial from security perspective. Then we've got something that is extremely tricky and often overlooked by developers and architects, which is the business entity. You should always embed the business entity into the topic for a number of different reasons. For instance, what if your company got acquired? Then you want to have your own private namespace, and using the business entity at the very top of your MQTT topic structure provides that namespace for you. At the same time, we typically see that we've got a number of applications running on the shop floor, for instance, using the same MQTT broker. So you want to avoid conflicts, and that's why adding that business entity enables you to avoid conflicts in the future. Then we've got site, which is in our case the geographical location of this factory. And of course, that is very specific. For other use cases, the location might not be that relevant, or you do not want to keep that as static piece of the topic. But for industrial IoT, typically we are interested in the site, and then with a line, which is the production line itself. And for a good reason, that we've got this little follow here that is technician, and that person should be allowed only to get data from this specific site. We don't want this guy to get data about other sites of our company, because there is no reason for him to do that, and that might be potential security challenge in the future. So as you can see here, there are a number of things that you need to predict upfront when you start to design your MQTT topic structure.
So beyond the structuring of the MQTT topics, what are some of the other areas that you see developers when they're just starting out, building out their MQTT network, get into trouble really quickly when they start?
So the other thing is the identity manager, and that identity got tightly restricted access to specific MQTT topics, as I showed you. Like, we want to be very specific about who can access what type of data, and it is always easier to provide wide open policies for the developers, because everything will work, right? But at the same time, it will work not in a way that is secure and often even scalable. So you want to be very precise about that, about how you manage both entities and permissions of your IoT MQTT infrastructure, though it is not that easy, once again, as it might look.
Okay, Lukasz, if there was a young developer who was in front of you asking you for advice, where would you instruct them to go to find more information about MQTT topic structures and just getting started in general with MQTT?
Well, I think it's best to join the community and ask some more experienced friends for help, because you can also, of course, go to the official documentation of the MQTT, and you will get there eventually. But you need to know what you're looking for. And in order to know what you're looking for, you need to have some kind of basic knowledge, and we share that basic knowledge within our community.
That's great. Well, he's at LMTX, I'm at TechieLou, and you can find him, me, and all of our resident engineering experts in the DevHeads community, which is linked to on screen and in the description below. We'll see you in the server.